joining us on Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Stu Rich and Mike Wood here to take you through the big card at Royal Randwick this weekend. It is Tab Epsom Day. We've got the quaddy legs to look forward to, all of our best bets. We've got plenty of value in there as well, the $100 hot seat later in the show. Welcoming our chief analyst, Mike Wood. I'll tell you what, mate, Group 1 racing, it's Epsom weekend, NRL Grand Final, AFL Grand Final. If you're not frothing at the bit this weekend, you're not meant to be on this planet. What a weekend.
You said that so well, absolutely. What a fantastic weekend coming up. Great to be with you, as always, on a Thursday night, mate. And great to be with you all weekend as well. We're going to the races on Saturday. We're going to the footy on Sunday. It's going to be a massive weekend. Load up those betting accounts and hang on.
I'm sure there's going to be a few sore heads come Monday. And what a resurgence it is for the Epsom. An absolute full field in here, Mike. And who can forget Happy Clapper last year? What a win that was.
Yeah, maybe that's why we like Epsom today. We had a big bet on him last year. What a fantastic horse he is. And as for the field size in the Epsom, it's pretty big. It's good to see, isn't it? But the Waller horses dominate. True. 8 horses in the Epsom. Yep. He can dominate those 2,000 metre handicaps. He can also dominate the Group 1s. I think he's got 8 in the Metrop as well, Stu.
He does, but he doesn't have a runner in the Everest, Mike. That's going to be up to the Ryans, the Waterhouses, the Snowdens. But, Mike, look, final hit out here in the Premier. We've got half the Everest field running around. Trapeze Artist, is he still the one that we're on at the moment?
We both love that horse, don't we? When he's on, he's so hard to beat. If the rain stays away, I'm betting up big on him.
Okay, so we're looking at the rain for Everest Day, but let's turn our attention to this weekend, Mike. The rain was around, but we're hopefully going to get back to a good track. Take us through the key factors that are going to make a big difference this weekend on Epsom Day.
Yeah, everyone who watches the key factors every week will know these 4 back to front. Progression, how your horse will improve on Saturday. Distance, that stage of preparation, not just distance, but is your horse fit enough for the distance? Track conditions, we're not quite sure what it's going to be on Saturday. Good to soft, 2 to 8 mils forecast on the Saturday, so a bit up in the air. And position and run, fair to off rails bias. You need the right spot getting off the rails late in the day, we think.
Okay, we'll get into all that analysis later on, Mike. Let's kick it off with the first leg of the quaddie on Tab Epsom Day this weekend at Royal Randwick. And the first leg is the Darley Flight Stakes over the mile. It's Group 1 for the girls. And Mike, I'll tell you what, when a horse has just got a boom on it, sometimes the next start, that boom just goes and then all of a sudden they win again. Of course, I'm talking of Miss Fabulous. How about the booms in racing?
Yeah, she's a fantastic filly, and I guess the breeding followers knew she was going to be great. Yeah, Frankel by Samantha Miss. What a fantastic filly and what an awesome win it was. Yeah, we'll have a look at that last start win in a second. Let's look at the way the first leg of the quaddie sets up. One of the big Group 1s on Saturday, 1,600 metres. Not too much tempo for these fillies, just a couple going forward. So you could need power, you could need a turn of foot again. We talked about those track conditions. They're way up in the air until Saturday, and a fair to off rails bias, especially late in the day. All
right, let's have a look at the market now for the first leg of the quaddie. It is the Flight Stakes, and that horse I talk about, Miss Fabulous, well backed again. $2 favourite here, Mike, for the Group 1. Pretty in pink, a great run last start, $6 Fiesta. Obviously, all this form coming out of the same race. Uhud, a little bit of specking there today as well, into the $9.50. But Mike, Miss Fabulous, we've said it before, great win last start, and we've just got to have a look at it.
Yeah, we've got to look at this win. This is obviously a lead-up race, the T-Rose over 1,400 metres, part of the filly series. It culminates in the 1,600 metres on Saturday, and look how many fillies come through this race.
Yeah, wow.
Miss Fabulous was the main one. She was on pace, and she was beaten on 1,200 metres to start before. She was in the pack this time, and she was dynamic, Stu.
Yep, you can use a few words here, Mike. About here, she just starts slicing back to the inside and just loved the way she powered to the line here.
Yeah, what a fantastic win. Just watch it and admire. Pretty in pink. She sprinted well as well. Fiesta so reliable. Uhud, 3 wide, no cover, but it's all about the winner. Her last 2 sections were 10.84 and 11.09. That is pretty much identical to the great mare Winks on exactly the same day.
Okay, you love your stats there, Mike. Let's have a look at a bit of form outside this race now. And Dave Van Dyke, he's been in Queensland. Good to see him back in Sydney. We've got Baccarat Baby. Look, small field here, Mike. This horse comes to the outside. We've already picked him up as she's just gone around them, but you've got to love the way this horse finished.
Yeah, you've got to look at this replay because obviously David Van Dyke can train. We knew him when he was in Sydney, the trainer of Yankee Rose. What a fantastic trainer he is. She's won her last 5 starts. She won this in dominant fashion, wide on the turn, just kept going. The form behind her just fair though. That third horse just won an Ipswich maiden to start before this. So we're a little bit worried it's not Group 1 form.
No, look, we've got group racing there. We've had a look at some Queensland form. Let's get into all the form and the analysis now, Mike, kicking it off with the gold bars in the form.
Seriously good fillies. Miss Fabulous obviously gets the gold bar for form after that dominant win. Light her up.
Okay, so it's the favourite just out in front now. All important, Mike. Key factors starting with progression.
Yeah, it's judgment at home. Which of these fillies do you think has got the most progression? Obviously Miss Fabulous does. Pretty in pink. She's got some scope as well. Most of them do. but they're the ones we think have got the most scope.
Okay, and the filly's up to the mile?
Yeah, looking for horses that love the 1600 metres. Most of them do. Miss Fabulous, she surged like winks. You've got to love that. Pretty in Pink, she was a little bit peaky maybe, but that's probably being harsh.
Okay, well, it's Miss Fabulous out in front. Track conditions, we're hoping to get back to that good track.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're betting early, obviously you've got to think about potentially having the rain. Fiesta and Uhud are proven on soft tracks in good grade, and Made in Heaven, she's a lightly framed type that could like a sticky Randwick.
And it looks as though they're making a bit of a race of it here in behind. Mike, position in run, all important here. Miss Fabulous kicks ahead.
Yeah, she could just blend into the pack. She could power away. She gets a great spot. Pretty in Pink, drawn well as well. Miss Fabulous powers away though, Stu.
Okay, well look, she's hit the front there. She is a $2 favourite. There's obviously many reasons why, Mike. There was a little bit of value there in behind, but look, see, she's just surged ahead here. I'm thinking that's the way we're going to go. What about something in behind?
Yeah, obviously she's the top rater. We'll bring up the ratings and the odds and see where she is against the field. $2, 2 lengths. That's the big decision, isn't it? You've got to decide whether you want to take those odds, and we're not quite sure. She's probably around the right odds, obviously.
Yep.
We think she'll drift a little bit on Saturday, so we're going to be a little bit soft in this race. We're going to back a filly we know is reliable, we know handles the wet, and we're going to back her a place. She's short odds, but she's better than the favourite for a win. Uhud a place. I know it's a bit of a soft bet, but it's better than the favourite.
Around about that $2.60 mark to kick off the quaddie there for us. Look at the second leg now. It is the Tab Epsom. It is over the famous Randwick mile. And Mike, Chris Waller, I mean, he's got Gento and Unforgotten in this race. And Greg Hickman, he's got Piarata. We know how solid these three are in the betting. But look, this is an Epsom. They are going to be coming from the clouds. They're going to be finishing wide here at Randwick. I can't wait for this spectacle.
Big handicaps over the mile. The last 200 metres, you don't get any more exciting finishes. Maybe the Melbourne Cup. No, I reckon Randwick miles are the best. Let's have a look at the way this race shapes up with some seriously good 4-year-olds in this Group 1 contest. Much more tempo in this race, albeit some coming across from out wide. I think Timmy Clark said he's going to let him off the leash last week, and I think he'll do that, setting up a strong tempo. He won't like a wet track if the rain comes, though, and definitely an off-rails bias by this stage of the day.
Okay, let's have a look at the market now for the Group 1 Epsom. And as I said, these big three absolutely dominate. There's the flashy grey, D'Argento. On top there, $4.20. Some good money today, though, on Thursday for Unforgotten. $4.60 into $4.20. Piarata, so solid this preparation, $5. And then look at that, right out to Siege of Quebec, $13. The punters have this as a 3-horse race, Mike, but it's got to be open. This is an Epsom, but the punters are focusing on these three.
Yeah, that's a big percentage of the market, isn't it? $4.20, $4.25. They dominate the market, those 3 4-year-olds, and they're seriously good horses. Let's look at a couple in the last 2 replays we're going to look at here. Starting with Piarata, 1,400 metres, off a long freshen up, a little bit soft in the market, 3 wide, no cover, and he just deserved to win this, didn't he, Stu?
Did. You kept saying, look, he was the horse that was doing more work this day. Siege of Quebec kicking outside now. They fight out the finish. Great race.
Yeah, Siege of Quebec, everything went absolutely perfectly right from this day. He's a big wind-up horse. He likes a dry track. He got some cover. He got a strong tempo. And he just got Piarata on the line. But geez, Piarata is such a fantastic horse. He never, ever runs a bad race.
Look, you're saying Siege of Quebec got all the favours there, Mike. Let's go back to the Randwick Guineas, because these 2 horses were in it again. And there's also this other one, this flashy grey D'Argento, right out the back, was wide, coming right down the outside here.
Yeah, these are the horses you look for in these Group 1 handicaps, the 4-year-olds, the progressive types that are beating the handicapper. They can progress and they can win. Obviously, Piarata was good this day, had a good run, a better run this day, and ran second to a pretty good horse in Kementari. But D'Argento is very wide, got checked a couple of times, and he fights hard this grade.
Yeah, look, doesn't know when to give up. Only a couple of lengths behind there, Mike. Obviously, Kementari out in front. A great race to look at, because these 3-year-olds, they're now 4-year-olds coming in. That's what we want to see. Yeah,
let's have a look at the analysis and see the way these 4-year-olds shape up and which ones that we like, starting with form. Unforgotten, big win last start. We didn't look at it, and Piarata, they get the gold bar for form, but obviously D'Argento, he's got scope as well.
We didn't look at it, but it was such a great win, Unforgotten. Now, my key factors, progression.
Yeah, there's that scope for D'Argento. He's popping up there. He can definitely improve. Unforgotten, though, for Waller. She's flying, isn't she? She's definitely got upside as well.
Okay, so it's the favourites out in front here, Mike. Importantly, the mile.
Yeah, distance stage of preparation. D'Argento, strong tempo, 1,600 metres. He's going to lap it up.
Okay, the favourite's still out in front here, Mike. Track conditions.
If the rain comes, the grey's going to like it too. He was no cover on a heavy track, and he fought on really well last start. He'll definitely like a wet track.
And as we round the bend, position in run, it is an Epsom.
Well, that's the worry for D'Argento, isn't it? Back on the inside, he needs the brakes, especially for not for Rails bias. Unforgotten, Piarata just drawn outside him. Probably favourable for them.
Okay, Mike, the 3 favourites dominate the betting. The 3 favourites dominate those key factors there. Plenty of gold all the way through. Which one do we like? It's probably coming down to that. Or is there any sneaky value in this race that we just haven't had a look at yet?
There might be a little bit. We'll bring it up and have a look at which ones we like against the odds and see which are the bets in this race. I mean, I've been thinking about this race in the car. I've been thinking this race going for a walk down the beach. I've been thinking about this race for the last couple of days non-stop, Stu. These top horses are so fantastic. D'Argento, Unforgotten, Pierata. There's absolutely nothing between them. But there's a roughie that's popped up. Murakeb, unbeaten at the Randwick Mile. He's a fantastic horse as well. Look for a best bet. I don't really know. I was talking to Ronnie O'Duffy before the show, and Unforgotten is the one that he likes. I was tempted to switch, but D'Argento will put him in. Murakeb's the bet for us, though, each way at those odds.
Okay, the big grey for us, and Murakeb there at a little bit of value for the Epsom. Let's look at the first two legs at Royal Randwick this weekend. Stick around and we'll be back after the break. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. We're up to the third leg of the quaddie and the Group 1s continue. It is the Metropolitan over the 2,400 metres. And my Chris Wally's got 8 runners in this race. We've got plenty of foreign blood. The Kiwis are in there as well. It's a real race for proper stayers here.
Yeah, one for the form purists at home, 1.5 miles looking for the horses with the right breeding and the right stamina over a really testing Randwick course. Let's have a look at the way the race sets up. The race conditions first. The Group 1, of course. 2,400 metres, not too much tempo, fair to steady, but if it is steady, it's such a big field, they should set off for a long sprint home. Watch out for that rain on Saturday and watch out for a bit of bias off the rails too.
Okay, let's have a look at the market for the third Group 1 of the day. It is the Metropolitan over the 2,400 metres, and there is one of Chris Waller's stayers, Brimham Rock's favourite there, $5 in an open market as you'd expect. Miss Admiration on the back up after that good win last week, $7. Highbridge, the UK hurdler, right in the mix here, $8.50. Libran, another one for Waller. Big Dukes there. Wall of Fire fresh. Interesting to see how he goes. Mike, really open market, really intriguing race, as always, the Metropolitan.
Yeah, really good race. And the Kingston Town lead up over 2,000 metres is an obvious one to look at, but a hard one to look at for me because I laid at Villiers, so I'm not going to enjoy looking at this. Obviously, Brigham Rocks and Patrick Aaron got the nice suck run up the inside. They ran some really fast closing sectionals here. There wasn't much tempo in the race, which did help Villiers, but not making excuses. The ones to look at from the back are Big Duke, Libran, and Sedanza in the red. She did about as much as she could do, Stu.
Yeah, you've reminded me all week that this was a pretty good run from Sedanza. And yeah, you got to weigh up that inside versus those outside runs this day.
Yeah, definitely inside suck runs with the sprint were good, but most of those runs are okay. Especially the horses are like 2,400 metres running home late.
Okay, and let's take you back now to the autumn. We're going to go to the St Ledger. And we've got a few of these horses involved here, Mike. We're speaking of Big Duke, Ouvray, and of course, Libran.
Yeah, there's a couple of reasons to look at this. Firstly, Libran won the Kingston Town this year, last year obviously, but he's a horse that can be a little bit up and down. 2 starts later after winning the Kingston Town, he didn't do much and was safely held. Look at Big Duke though, cruising up, nothing to chase, hitting the lead 200 metres out. Ouvray chased him well, but he's a seriously good stay, this Darren Weir horse, Stu.
Well, this horse did run 4th in a Melbourne Cup, Mike, so there's plenty of form around him, and I love the way they just cleared out from the others here.
Yeah, seriously good stayer, and he was the breakthrough horse for Darren Weir in Sydney, if you remember.
Yeah.
The Weir form in Sydney is not strong, but that horse's form is strong at Randwick.
Okay, well, there's a look at a couple of replays. Let's get into all the analysis now, Mike. Who's got all the form going into the staying race of the day?
Yeah, looking at the form ratings, Brigham Rocks, his handicap was set a few weeks ago. His form's got better since then, which gives him a big gold bar for form.
Okay, light up the favourite. Key factors, time, progression.
Yeah, and once again having a bit of a guess at which horses have the biggest improvement. Big Duke, he's been so quietly ridden, we think he's got scope to improve. Miss Admiration, definite upside. Highbridge, the jumper, he can improve. And the Lord Mayor, he's definitely got scope. First preparation for Chris Waller.
Okay, interesting stats. Now, distance.
Yeah, looking for 2,400 metre types. There are lots, which is good to see. Wall of Fire, look, 2,400 metres okay. First up, just not sure.
Okay, now track conditions, Mike, obviously still up in question.
Yeah, not really sure, and lots of them are okay, good and soft, so we can move through that pretty quickly.
All right, and a positioning run, although it is 2,400 metres.
Yeah, we've talked about suck runs in the Kingston Town. Who might get the suck run on Saturday? Highbridge, Patrick Aaron, and the Lord Mayor can roll forward. He could get a suck run as well.
Well, the Lord Mayor can roll forward, you just said, and there's plenty of gold down the bottom here too, Mike, for position in run. I wonder if that's going to sway a few of our bets. Let's have a look, bring this market up again now, Mike, because this is the third Group 1 of the day. The punters want to get home a winner. The Lord Mayor, I can see, just on top here, coming off that great last start win.
Yeah, he's big odds, isn't he, for a top rate of $13. It's really good to see. There's some really good, strong, reliable, consistent 2,400 metre types that are great each way bets, and I wish there was only one of them because I'd have a big bet on them, but they're all pretty good each way bets. $13, $12, $21. We're like all of those horses, so we've got to pick a couple of those for each way bets.
Yep.
The Lord Mayor's the top rater. He's a fantastic horse. He can roll forward, and geez, he fights. And talk about fighters. Sedanza fights more than any other mare in Sydney. She'll knuckle down for sure. All
right, there's a look at the third Group 1, the Metropolitan, the Lord Mayor for us. Now, Mike, wrapping it up, it's the Snitzel Sprint over the 1,200 metres. It's a benchmark 88. And I tell you what, Snitzel, he topped the Australian size chart last year, 173 winners. And you would think a full field of sprinters in the last, that there'd be a few at least side by Snitzel, but it's only the one, and that's Just Dreaming.
He's an unbelievable sire, isn't he? So many good horses over so many different distances. Hopefully gets a winner over the mile in the Epsom, because Murakeb is a Snitzel. What a great sire he is. Let's have a look at race 9 and see how this race shapes up. 1,200 metres, just a benchmark 88 to finish off the day. But there is a strong tempo. There's your namesake, Isa Rich, pouring forward with Noble Joey. And maybe a soft track by this stage of the day.
Okay, let's have a look at the market now for the Get Out Stakes on the big day of racing at Royal Randwick on Saturday. And Problem Solver here, Mike, $4.60. Did some good things in the autumn. Coruscate here in very good form for Godolphin. Aren't they still just flying? Right or Wrong coming off that good last start win, $6.50. Maximus was right up the inside last start as well, $7.50. Out to Miss Q11, but Mike, another open market to finish and a few different ways the punters can go here.
Yeah, definitely different ways to play and different positioning runs we'll talk about later. Depending on what the track's doing on Saturday, it could have a big effect on this race. Let's start with Coruscate. Last start, second up, 1,100 metres. He was 3 wide, no cover. First up, he won over 1,200. He stepped back to the 1,100 metres second up, which is so hard to do, but it just came round him on the turn and just dominated, Stu.
It's great just having a look at a back marker that can do this. Love the way, just straight down the middle here. Finished off so well. If they're swooping on Saturday, massive chance.
Absolutely looks like a Randwick type, doesn't he? Surging down the outside on a wet track. And Zanzibar on the inside. I know this was a benchmark 76, but she's a decent horse.
Okay, well, a bit of form to come out of that. Let's go now back to the PJ Bell, Mike. We're talking of Problem Solver here. We've just gone from a back marker. This horse set up on this near enough to the speed this day, but it had a tough run.
Yeah, looking for the best form reference over 1,200 metres in recent times. This is probably the one. She's a fantastically reliable mare as well. She's 3 wide, no cover. She's outside Hootson on the same weights, and she fights in the Group 3, and she's on the limit weight on Saturday.
The old Everest runner, Hootson. Now, Mike, this is serious. I love the way she just sticks on.
Yeah, so such a reliable type, but first up over a strong tempo over 1,200 metres. She'll need to be fit in the yard.
Okay, key factors are going to help us out, Mike. Take us through the form, all the key factors. We're in the last leg of the quaddie. Let's go.
Yeah, we talked about that form reference. Problem Solver, so well placed at the weights, light her up.
Solving the problems nice and easy there with a gold bar. Now, key factors, progression.
But how fit is she with progression? We don't know first up. She can go well first up, but this is a different level for her. Coruscate and Right or Wrong definitely improving into their prep.
Okay, so it's the favourites all putting on a bit of a show here. Distance at stage of prep.
Yeah, big win last start for the favourite, but a strong 1,200 metres is even better for him. Bo Guest loves the 1,200 metre strong tempo first up too, the other Godolphin runner.
Okay, so Coruscate just putting his nose out in front here, Mike. Track conditions.
If the rain does come and they're swooping out late, Coruscate should love it. Maximus, he's pretty solid as well.
Okay, absolutely darted ahead here, Mike. Position in run, coming into the last.
We don't know on Thursday night. If it's near pace and it's dry, Problem Solver will get a gold bar on Saturday. If they're swooping out wide and the cut's out of the track, the favourite will go even higher up in the ratings than he is already.
Okay, so we're still seeing so much to be determined with the track conditions on the day, track pattern as well. But it was Coruscate just getting the gold bars there at the end, Mike. Let's have a look now at all the prices with our ratings and see if he is the one on top. And we're having a look at that. It really did the job, those last few key factors.
Yeah, he's a big favourite for us if he can swoop out wide. He's absolutely flying this preparation. You know, the stable's going well. Yep. James Mack's on board. We just need the track to behave on Saturday. Well, not behave. A bit of Alpha Hours bias would be fantastic, and a bit of rain would be good too. Choosing between those two, Coruscate and Problem Solver. Maybe wait till Saturday, but if you've got a bet on Saturday nights, Coruscate's the one for us.
Yep.
And if they are swooping out wide, Bo Guest, the stablemate, he's in the mix as well.
Okay, so keep your eye out on that track pattern for Saturday. Mike, some great races we've had a look at, including 3 Group 1s. Let's have a look at the quaddie. It is Group 1 Epsom Day. So let's bring it up now, Mike. I reckon we're going to go pretty wide here, as always, and well, mate, if we don't get it this week, you're sacked.
Oh, I think I might be, mate. We haven't got it for a couple of months, so I've gone wide and I'm going to get it. Otherwise, it's all yours next week, mate. Race 6, it's basically the top raters, isn't it? Hopefully Made in Heaven wins at odds. Hopefully Uhud sticks her nose out. Race 7, they're all 4-year-olds. Murakeb's the roughie, obviously. Race 8, all tough stays. Maybe Brigham Rocks you can leave out if he stays at $5. We reckon that's too short. And race 9, Problem Solver on pace if it's a dry track, and Coruscant if they're swooping. And don't leave Sir Plush out either. He's quite well weighted back in grade.
All right, look, big fields, big Group 1s, 13.9%. There's nothing wrong with that for your 100. Speaking of 100, Mike, $100 hot seat time. Where's that money going this weekend?
Yeah, more success with the $100 hot seat this season, obviously, than the quaddies lately. Look, we talked about the favourite in the first leg of the quaddie. We're going the place for Uhud, especially with potential rain on Thursday night. Such a reliable horse that does like the rain. Race 7, 4-year-olds are so hard to beat. We're going for the Ruffy Murakeb, $10 each way. And race 8, that's a great team of stayers we've got there. Yep. They're all fighters, they're all consistent, and they'll all give you a great shout on Saturday.
Well, as I said off the top, Mike, I can't wait for this weekend at Royal Randwick. Throw in all the footy finals. It's going to be fantastic. Get out there, see 3 Group 1s, and all the best for the Spring Carnival ahead. This is a beauty.
See you at the track.